Just want to take some time this afternoon to look over the current events, all things Antifa, all things National Guard, all things social chaos. Tuesday, the 30th of September. We will miss you Tuesday. We really will. It's 4:17 in the p.m. America the Beautiful. Yes, we will miss you. As we head into October, what will it bring? I've learned about future past, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friend Shot Pearson, and welcome to Friend Shot Blue. What a tense, hostile environment that we are handing off just in time for arguably a month of the witch's brew, which is October. I wonder what the witches were stir up and bring to us. Did they summon demons out of September to go into October? Will we go out the same way we came in? It is the last quarter of the year. Wow. That's a lot to say. I mean, so much is going on in America and around the world, and people, I've been covering this migration issue and the Antifa issue and the National Guard issue, and I got up in the middle of the night and I listened to a video where the correspondent literally said, well, after the National Guard and ATF, there's consideration to bring the military. I went, huh? Can I do it any stronger? Like, huh? I'm like, man, come on. Y'all moving too quick. We haven't even wrapped our mind around the National Guard. They're only in 4 states or whatever. And now you're going to hop, skip, and jump from A to Z that quick. Let us kind of, feel this thing out so we can get an opinion. Hate to say it, the baby got thrown out with the bathwater. But I want you guys to check out these videos. This is South Side Chicago. The National Guard went into the South Side, 75th South Shore. I didn't grow up too far from that area, maybe about a 15-minute drive from there or less. Yeah. And they're here. Happy days are here again, right? Check it out, people. Check it out. We're going to go from there straight to Trump.
Enforcement and multiple law enforcement agencies were involved. Neighbors say they were awakened by loud noises in the middle of the night and saw that federal agents dressed in military-style uniforms had surrounded the building at 75th and South Shore Drive. Hundreds of agents were on the scene. A Border Patrol official told Fox News they were seeking 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan criminal organization. The official said the building had been overtaken by criminal undocumented immigrants. One neighbor who did not want to be identified said he saw people being taken out of the building.
I have a lot of mixed emotions about this. I've just moved over here about a year ago, and just seeing it happen in person, it's kind of sad. You hear people screaming, you hear loud bangs and pops, you hear, you see, children outside standing, I don't know if with their parents or not. I mean, it's...
So people, I remember when this particular story hit the news. In fact, it might have reached international news, where this gang literally took over an apartment building. That made no sense to me. Heavens to Betsy, golly gee. Made no sense to me. You mean to tell me a gang from over the shores, over the seas, across the border? Now, if my recollection is right, there are a few landlords and I did hear about this, there are a few landlords, not only in Chicago, that is Illinois, which have found a way to get rid of their poor residents, mainly black and brown, and then they're renting to the illegals because they know they got government checks coming in every month. Do you follow my logic? That's what I heard. So let's not get it twisted. That is what I heard, and that's what I saw on the news. I don't know why the news isn't putting that part out there, but that is what I heard. I remember as if I read it and covered it, and I was so mad because, again, I grew up in this area. And people, you know, we have a governor and a mayor. I can see fighting over, okay, being a sanctuary city. What I can't see is that you don't step in where landlords are doing something like this. What can be done? I don't know, but something needs to be addressed. Why would Trump go there? I said to you guys about a week and a half ago, Trump already knows where the people are. I'm gonna say it again. I don't want anybody to get it confused. The cities that Trump is targeting, he already knows what a potential problem is at. If not, they already have targeted areas where they're gonna play to the camera, wink and smile. But this particular feed lets you know they had 6 targeted areas, and hey, they hit them overnight, baby. It's getting real. Now check this out. Good old Portland.
Protesters surrounding them right now, chanting. We're not quite sure what caused them to leave the building and have this happen. We've seen it a couple times, and what it's been is their other agents are trying to get into the building, so they are trying to kind of clear this area. Protesters have been in this street area over here. We are trying to avoid any profanity, by the way. We've got protesters up the hill blocking the road so cars can't come in or out. We're monitoring what's going on. We're calculating about 200 to 300 protesters out here so far. Now, the concern by the governor, the attorney general, is that this call-up of troops will escalate tensions, cause more unrest. The governor, Tina Toya, said she was texting Trump earlier today, but has zero details on those exact plans.
So the governor is saying more troops is going to help escalate the situation. I concur. At some point, it's going to pop. I pray there are no casualties. You guys know I have been out in Broadview, Illinois, and thank God I didn't get hit by one of those pepper balls. And what a situation that we are seeing already, people. Already. I want to share with you some TikTok videos. September 30th, 2025, former sniper claps back to veterans on why outlawing flag burning in the U.S. is anti-American. I won't play the whole thing. Just want to get you to understand the climate.
If you burn an American flag now, you're going to jail for a year. If you didn't know, President Trump signed an executive order, I think this morning, basically saying that that's what's going to happen if you burn an American flag, and it's no longer protected under the First Amendment. I'm a retired Marine. I like the move. I think it's BS that it was ever protected under the First Amendment. I mean, what kind of people are out there burning the American flag? From where I stand, has only been used to piss everybody off that really loves what it stands for, right? Especially for us veterans, we've lost people. Amputees didn't come back whole, whether it was mentally, physically, emotionally. What does the American flag?
Now, I had a response similar to that. Many of you all might recall I was downtown, I want to say a little bit over a month ago, at the Daily Center next to the mayor's office, and the kids had the flag upside down. You know, I challenged them. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why are you holding the flag upside down? It was a long flag too. And here come a brother wanting to tell me about the rights. I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these young kids here. You're in America. You tell me what you don't like. You just got to the country. You 3 weeks out of a pamper. And now you got the flag upside down. Who told you to do it? Did somebody pay you? I was just asking basic questions. And here come a brother, yeah, black guy, want to go off on me. And I said a few things, you know, after the fact, like, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? You're in a country where you can get up anytime you want to, go to bed anytime you want to. And like I said in yesterday's video, God told me we're on display. And as long as you're free, you can get up off your lazy butt and go make something out of yourself. Stop blaming every other race for your problem. Even though I know blacks have been through some things, well, other groups have been through some things. Focus. Focus. Stop making excuses so you can join these groups, so you can try to overthrow the country. Because you got to ask yourself, at the end of the day, when the hell else you going to go? Many of the ones who turn the flag upside down, they can't do it in the country they come from because they get their butt beat up on the way to the jail. What you think? Now let me show you something else. Have another video here. Here's my buddy. Haven't talked to him in a while. Got to get a hold of him. See what's going on. Check it out.
Come out, showtime, JD, no, JD, get the f*** out of here. Poor leg, keep it weird.
See, we're not to protect ourselves from this. I can't hear you, got a mask on.
Take a fucking hit.
What?
Take a hit.
What's the hit? About what? Hey, I can be here.
You can be here, but you can't do that.
Do what? What am I doing wrong?
Give me your camera.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. So right now you have a bunch of people who are here documenting, just like I'm doing, and they're labeled as opposition here. And they will not let you speak. They try to take your camera. There's Antifa group out here. They stand on a part of Antifa. They say Antifa's not an organization. Everyone's in the same color clothes. Everyone is going after the same exact people. This is very much an organization. Look at this guy. It really does just... Hey! What was that for? It really does feel like you're sitting with a little kid. Somebody just came and charged me from the back. What was that for?
This is what's happening, people. They're shredding the Constitution socially and literally. I want you to understand, when you go out, you got to keep your head on a swivel. Be careful. Know your hot spots. This past weekend, I just happened to see the traffic was bad, and I got off on a intersection so I could try to drive home, and lo and behold, what did I see? A anti-Trump, anti-ICE protest. I am going to do my part to walk up and say, excuse me, you can take it downtown on the weekend when no one is around, and you can take it at a detention center, but we don't want that in our neighborhoods. And if they don't act right, maybe I'll get a petition and we all can go out there and handle our business. Because we need about 1,000 men to walk up on these little fruit flies and say, hey, you know what? This is our neighborhood. We don't want this type of stuff in a neighborhood where our children see this. Because at some point, this commotion that you're bringing will draw the National Guard, and it might be a confrontation. We don't want our kids to see this. And when I say fruit flies, what I mean is that the little weak, bended knees, so-called people who think they're tough. You're not tough because, again, you're not going to pull it in China. You're not going to pull it in Russia. So stop. Stop. Now, here's the man of the hour. Today, yeah, all the big military people were called in by Senor Hegseth. And this is what our leader had to say.
To address the senior leadership of what is once again known around the world as the Department of War. Together with many of you in the room, we've brought back the fundamental principle that defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help, we're defending the borders of our country from now on. But we're running it based on common sense and based on love of our country. But I want to salute every service member who has helped us carry out this critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid governor, stupid. We have many cities in great shape too, by the way. I want you to know that. But
I want you to see how they snip that in. I want you to see how they slip that in. He's giving the highest ranking military officers. People, this is deep. This is so deep. I hope you understand the gravity of it. These people came far and wide. Far and wide. Something which is not done often. Or I don't know, depending on who you read or listen to, never been done. Did you hear what he said? Maybe we should use these cities. You know, we're going to Chicago. We could use them as training grounds for the military. People, did you hear what he said? Use this as training ground? Are you kidding me? Listen.
I want to salute every service member who has helped us carry out this critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid governor.
I told you, they got to justify it. And they got to be smooth about it. I'm telling you all, a lot of these stories they came up with before all this went down, the jewelry heists in Chicago, snatch and grab in all these department stores in Chicago and others. People, I believe a lot of that stuff was the powers. Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. I believe with all my heart. You are not going to tell me that my black brothers and sisters, I don't care how much they act a fool in the hood, they are not coming down in Michigan Avenue and State Street unless they're authorized and paid by somebody in power positions, knowing they can get away with it with protection, going to these Gold Coast stores, some of them broad daylight, steal watches. And matter of fact, when they broke into the Rolex watch place a couple of weeks ago, the very next day, he went to, if I'm not mistaken, he went to a tennis tournament, and guess where he sat at? He sat in a Rolex booth. I'm going to say it again. Trump sat in a Rolex booth the very next day. Listen to me. Did Trump sit in a Rolex booth at a tennis match? Come on, Google. Taking too long. September 7th, Donald Trump sat in a Rolex suite at the U.S. Open Men's Final on September 7th, 2025. Do you understand what I'm saying? Less than 3 weeks ago, Trump went to this. But the day before, we had a Swiss Rolex heist where they broke in the window. Do you understand what I'm saying? Chicago Rolex watch theft. Look at that. Snatch and grab. You gonna tell me? Well, I think it was the day before, 2 weeks ago. What are the odds? That's September 7th. Let me see what day Trump was at this situation. September 7th, Rolex watch. And look, September 7th. So really the same day. Or probably whatever, but it's probably the same day Trump went to people. They're liars. They're outright liars. The President of the United States went to a tennis match and sat in a Rolex suite either the same day or the day before here in Chicago. They went and snatched Rolex watches out of a window on Michigan Avenue in broad daylight. And I covered the story. Look at this, brother. You know good and well that don't happen unless you know good and well. You know, then they caught him and all that kind of stuff. I wonder what happened to him. Are they in jail? If I did that type of investigation, I wouldn't be around. People, I don't believe none of these stories. They're setting us up. They're setting us up. And he just told you, training ground, training day. I'm telling you. Let me see something. When did the American military begin? What date?
According to Army.mil, since it's
June 14th. Whose birthday is June 14th? Trump's birthday is June 14th. Come on, man. June 14th. Look at that. What are the odds? June 14th, the military started. And here it is here on 9:30. Let me see if we got something here. Y'all should be outraged. This is how you take over a country. You lie about it. Lie about it. 6/14/2025, the Army's birthday and Trump's birthday anniversary. 9:30 is today. He spoke to the heads of the Army. The difference is 322 skull and bones. 3:16, like John 3:16, Jesus sacrificed, which means something's going to be sacrificed. It also come out to 108. We just celebrated on May 29th of this year. We celebrated the 108th birthday of JFK, and you know what happened to him? I'm done with the video. I know you appreciate it. Something about to go down. I got a question for y'all. I want you to think about what I'm about to say. Will we have an October surprise? You figure it out.